Hi guys, welcome back to This Is Fiction, and this week I'm going to be doing the 5 books that I can't wait to read. Obviously there are a lot of books that I'm really excited to get into, but if I had to pick 5, these would be the ones that are next up on my TBR list, that are the ones that I'm most looking forward to be reading. Is Me Before You by Jojo Moyes, and this is a love story. So what I've heard about this book is, I don't really know much about the premise, is that it's about a girl and her physically disabled boyfriend, and it's their love story. The last time that I read a particularly unconventional love story was January, and I'm really just needing some heartbreaking romance in my life. Honestly, I don't want to read another like typical love story. They're good fluff, they're just good reading candy, but I really think that there's a lot of substance within this book based on what I've heard about it. I've heard raving reviews about this book, so I'm really excited to get into this, and I can't wait to sob my eyes out. Is John Green's book in progress? I don't know what it's called, I don't know what it's about, and I don't know when it's coming out, or if it is coming out, or if he just decided that he's gonna scrap it. But I've heard that John Green is coming out with a new book. He's tweeted about it, he's hinted at it, and I am so excited, I can't even explain it. I've never ever in my life been disappointed by a John Green book. I mean, I love The Fault in Our Stars. Looking for Alaska is one of my all-time favorites. Paper Towns made me laugh so hard I cried. He has so much variety, so much diversity in his books, and his characters are also great. They're so much fun to read, and I can't even explain how much I enjoy his writing. He is one of my favorite authors, and I don't care what he puts out. He could write a phone book, and I would still read it. He could write a pizza recipe book, and I'd still read it, and then I'd make the pizzas, and then I'd probably laugh at them, because that's how funny he is. And pizza is not something I laugh at. Pizza is something that I take very seriously. Anyway, even though I know we're kind of in the dark about this book, I am so excited for it to come out, and the reason it's so far down on this list is because we know nothing about the book. So as soon as it comes out, as soon as information about it comes out, as soon as a cover comes out, or anything at all comes out about this book, I'm sure I will be throwing a massive party because this is so exciting! Is Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. And I've actually been waiting to read this book for a really long time. It's been almost a year now since I knew that this book was coming out and that this was going to be a thing. I actually went to BookCon last May where I discovered that this was happening and I was going to be able to read this, but I haven't read it yet, and I've had it on my shelf since it came out. I don't know why I haven't read it. I love Rainbow Rowell with my entire being. I adore that woman, and I adore the way that she writes. And this is actually a fantasy book. I believe it's kind of a play on Harry Potter, and it stems out from one of her more best-selling novels, Fangirl. Anyway, I fully intend to read this book as soon as possible, and it's gonna happen. Is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. So, as far as I know, this is a heist story set in a sort of magical, fantastical, imperial Russia. And I love Russia. I love its culture, I love its history, I love its language, I love all of it. And I'm so excited to read this because it's set in the same world as Leigh Bardugo's previous series, the Grisha trilogy. And I really loved the Grisha world. I loved the magic, I loved the way it worked, just the whole way she set it up and the whole way she wrote her characters. Her world building was phenomenal, and I am so excited that she decided to expand it into another book where we get to see another side of this world that she has come up with. So anyway, this is number 2 on my list because I just finished reading the Grisha trilogy like a month and a half ago, and oh man, this, I'm still reeling from it. It was so good. I've been wanting to do a review, but there's just so much I have to say that it's going to take me a while to like organize my thoughts and everything because I want it to be good and I want it to be thorough because I appreciated that series so much. And because of that, I'm really hyped to read this book next, now that I'm still in that kind of Grisha world spirit and that kind of mindset. So I am so happy about this. And look at these black edged pages. Is that not the coolest thing you've ever seen? Because I'm impressed. Is Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. This book, guys, I waited like 2 years for this book to come out. I can't believe it's here. I'm actually about halfway through it right now, and I realize that that's not very far for being such an anticipated book for me, but these books require me to think so much because I just want to analyze them and I want to look at all these characters, and I'm loving this one so much. I have loved every page of this. Every single word written down has just captivated my attention. I love the characterization of the Blackthorns, I love Malcolm Fade, and I love Emma Carstairs, whatever. I really like the Los Angeles Institute. I like it being next to the sea. I like it being in the desert. It just adds a whole other mood and just tone to the story. It's so beautiful, and I'm so impressed with this so far. So the premise of this book is really interesting to me in that it's talking about the love story that's not allowed. And it's one of those forbidden love stories, yes, but the interesting part is they're shadow hunters. So that's kind of backup to all the crazy other action stuff that's going on in here. But I really like this particular love story as opposed to, you know, Jem and Tessa, Will and Tessa, Jason and Clary, those kinds of things, because Emma and Julian, the two main characters, are parabatai, and that means they cannot be in love with each other. They can love each other like brother and sister, like family, but they cannot be in love with each other. And I'm really excited to see how Cassandra Clare gets around that, to see how within this set of rules in this world, they're able to be happy and still be in love with each other and still be shadow hunters and still be parabatai. It's crazy. I just want all these things for them, and I'm so in love with these characters that I just want them to be happy. If you haven't picked up a book by Cassandra Clare, basically all I can ask of you is why? Look at your life. Look at your choices. I'm just so excited for all of these books. I think this year is going to be a really solid reading year for all of us. That is all I have for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye!